3 bosses down, and we're going to pick the one boss that poses any serious threat to us at this juncture, and that is, of course, Airman. Not so much for his level, but for him as a boss. I mean, I'm not too worried about it, because he doesn't really have the endurance of, let's say, Crash Man, where oh gosh, that was terrible. Let's just... Okay. As Crash Man, which, of course, every hit is like 1 unit of his energy, so that's annoying. Anyway, we have these little totem enemies. As long as you're standing on top of them, these little gremlin enemies pop out. So the goal is to stand on top of them as little as possible, so only maybe 1 comes out at most. So you want to time your jumps and then run across. Don't even stop until you get to the other side, and that way you won't get blocked in by their horns. I have no idea what these are called, Thunderlords, I don't know. This whole section reeks of instant death, but it's really not that bad. And you really only go in the clouds maybe once or twice, but this looks a lot cheaper than it really is. This is really a simple area to complete. Which is a good thing, because I could see this being way harder, like maybe in a ROM hack or something. This could be Ultimate Kaizo area. I would not be looking forward to playing through that. Then, of course, Pippies! Our favorite enemies return from Crash Man stage, and that just ended badly for me. So they even hide them behind clouds. Go figure. And this, I believe, is actually the midpoint. Or maybe the screen right after. So yeah, this is another short stage. Most of the stages in Mega Man 2 are pretty short. I think one of the few exceptions is, of course, Woodman's stage. Okay, you gotta be careful how this next... Whew, I got it on the right timing. Okay, so they're both on the same time scale, both totems. Because if they're on different time scales of the horns, it's going to be next to impossible to get through them without getting hurt. And, forget you. And then you have these little wind enemies. Not too bad. Although mixing them up with some Pippies is a cruel tactic. Especially on these small platforms. Okay then. I'll just have you disappear. That didn't even hurt you. Okay, and I think that's the last enemies, minus the Pippies. You just gotta keep track of them as they're coming on screen, and that's the end of the level, folks. It's now on to Airman. So as I said, his level's really not that bad. In fact, Mega Man 2 as a whole isn't bad. It's just a few bad design decisions. And I think part of that is like Quick Man, and some of the fortress stages or bosses, those can be tough. Just because they're bad design. But Airman's not too bad. I mean, as long as you get know the trick of shooting him behind. Look at that. Look at that. You can get a couple extra hits doing that. That is a very hard pattern to dodge. This is actually one of the easier ones. Okay, so you stay back here and you can get 2 to 3 good hits. And that could push you over the top in beating him. And there you have it. I have beaten him, and I have not gotten a single outtake. This was my first try in recording this. Awesome! So, despite the fact that song says I can't beat Airman, he can be beaten. And the secret is staying behind him while he jumps towards you. You can get 2 to 3 extra hits before he blows you back to the other side of the screen. So, awesome sauce. And we get our final item, which is item 2, which is basically the Rush Jet for all intents and purposes. But it's not really called that, it's just item 2. But it's basically a rocket you ride on. It's got a few uses, and I think that's even forced utility usage in one of the Wily stages, but I don't remember which one. I think it's the second level. And that's it! We got 2 more Robot Masters down, and only one that poses somewhat of a moderate threat. So we'll tackle him in the next video. See you later!